On Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, Summer Wells was reported missing. This video is a timeline of what happened after.
Mount David 4701. Mount David 4701, West Edgerton.
Yeah, up our songs.
Mount David 4701.
Everywhere these back roads up here. They just figured it'd be better to make the command post here and then, like I said, shuttle them all one way, and then if I have to, he'll come back and get more.
Yeah. It's like some of them are deploying.
There you go.
Unfortunately, we don't have any significant updates to provide as Summer is still missing. But we did want to share the latest on the investigation and the ongoing search. As you know, she's now the subject of a statewide Amber Alert. She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening. At the time she went missing, Summer was reportedly wearing a gray pants and a pink shirt. She is believed to be barefoot. We had hoped to have good news to share with you by now, but unfortunately not. The search for 5-year-old Summer Wells remains ongoing. Today, teams continue to search the area around Ben Hill Road, and officers and agents continue to follow up on any leads that come in. Many have asked how they can assist with the search. At this time, we are not asking for volunteers to assist. What we are asking is for residents to continue to share photos of Summer and information from credible sources.
I don't know if you can tell, but there's a helicopter flying up there, and I've been filming these helicopters. They've got rescue helicopters. Tennessee Highway Patrol has provided. So I don't know if you can see that or not. But
Good afternoon. I'm Leslie Earhart with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We can't thank you enough for your continuing coverage and helping us get the word out about Summer. Before I turn it over to Captain Coop, I want to reiterate that there are two aspects of this investigation: the search and the investigation itself. You've heard a lot about the search because that's something we can elaborate on. What you haven't heard a lot about is what's happening outside of the search. Rest assured that agents and Hawkins County detectives are investigating this fully. All avenues are being explored.
The following methods are continuing to be used today to try to locate Summer. Ground crews comprised of over 100 trained professionals. Aerial and aviation being completed by helicopter and fixed-wing aircraft. Multiple canines, and also utilizing a specialized advanced mapping. The following new methods of search being utilized today are dive teams, hazardous and extreme terrain search teams, subject matter experts. We have deployed the state TAC and radio system to increase radio coverage for search and law enforcement efforts. USAR, the urban search and rescue teams, and also have deployed state and federal resources. At this time, we have a total of 41 agencies involved in being represented in the search for Summer Wells.
I would be interested in knowing what happened that day. I know it's going to be hard for you to have to relive, but...
Well, sir, I was at work, but from what my wife has told me and stuff, her and her mother and Summer were planting flowers by her grandma's trailer, which is about, 20 feet from the house there, real close to the house. And Summer all of a sudden said, "Mom, I want to go in the house." So she said, "Fine." And her brothers were in there watching YouTube. And so she watched her walk in the door and went in there. And then she went in there, and her brother said that she was going to go downstairs and play with her toys. So she went downstairs, and then Mom come in and says, "Where's Summer?" Well, she's downstairs playing with her toys. And they hollered for her, and there was no answer. So she went downstairs, and she was nowhere to be found. I said, hang up for me and call 911 right now. And I was at work, and I called 911, threw all my tools that I could in the vehicle, and from Jonesboro, I come out. I made it out here before anybody because I was freaking out, And when I got home, I drove to the bottom property, and I realized that all my neighbors and stuff were combing the woods looking for her, and I realized right then and there that she was not there. I knew right then and there that she was gone. But this was like at 5:30 in the evening, which makes me think, someone was laying in wait. I've heard somebody say that these people track kids down on Facebook and find them, and I've heard that story. I mean, I don't know, but all I know is she's definitely not anywhere around there. I think somebody's abducted her and took her out of the area. But we don't associate with all them people. We try to associate with church people and stuff like that, And
Since we last spoke, have there been any new developments or any changes in?
No, not at all.
And I saw where Friday night after sundown they called everybody back.
Yeah, there was some sort of tip or something, and we seen blue lights up and down Beach Creek, and the helicopter flew till like 4 in the morning, looking around. So we was up till 4 in the morning, being hopeful that they find something, but there's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
My personal opinion is it's maybe some human trafficking ring seen her on Facebook and tracked her down, like some kind of, that somebody is taking her out of the area, and I don't know whether a human trafficking ring or what or who, but I knew from the first day she wasn't in the area.
I mean, and I wouldn't even ask you about this, but it's already out there now, and that's why I felt, now's the time to maybe broach the subject, because if you don't address it, it's just going to get worse. Speculation is just going to get worse. I guess there was like there was a accusation.
Well, my wife was trying to make me jealous so I'd come back, and it worked very well. So, I come across the country as fast as that little truck would go. I was glad to get back to Tennessee anyway. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened out there. I was attacked in so many ways, like Satan himself was attacking me.
When I asked the sheriff about all this stuff, he said it was not relevant to the investigation. But now that it's all coming out, I wanted you to be able to clear the air. Well, here's another sticky one. A situation with your oldest son. In his previous criminal history, and his conviction as a sexual offender against children. That's a pretty big red flag, and I asked you about that the first time we spoke. You said that you talked to him and that he was in Utah when this all happened.
No, they was in Arkansas.
Oh, he was in Arkansas when this all happened.
Yes, sir, and he done time in Arkansas State Prison.
TBI agents and Hawkins County detectives working alongside the FBI continue to work around the clock to determine what happened to Summer Wells. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we can't discuss everything we're doing and have done to find Summer. Here's what we can tell you. Numerous residents and individuals associated with the family have been interviewed. Surveillance video and photos have been reviewed, as well as other potential digital evidence. We're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing. One of you asked us in a previous briefing the standard amount of time it takes for a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm.
From the day we scale back, yes, if some search, if the sheriff's department or somebody needed a search performed, that would be done through our agency due to it being our primary coverage area. But these additional agencies wanting to come back in, with it still being an active investigation, with it all being private land over there, with it being, there's no public land, it's all private. with those things being done, we felt as an agency that it would be better for any other searchers that want to come in and search agency-wise, not private. This is strictly like equal searches to come in and all that.
Yeah.
Those to go through the sheriff's department.
Okay. All right.
And that's all that was because it still seems the interpretation was that I was still at instant command status of search operations for the case.
Okay.
And that's true and untrue at the same time. It's kind of fine lines is we're not actively over there as we were the first 13 days. That I guess that's the title of instant commander's kind of out. Other than if something were to come up, it would go through me. I would orchestrate that to be performed.
Now, as I mentioned, we can't speak to specifics, but we will take a few questions.
A few months ago, you guys said that the parents were not cooperating anymore. Has there been any change in that, especially as Don Wells is incarcerated here in this facility?
We're not going to characterize cooperation at this time. Honestly, doing so does nothing but create more speculation, and it doesn't benefit the investigation for the inmates.
Is there still a reward being offered if any information or Summer is found?
Well, I can tell you that law enforcement did not coordinate that reward, so you would need to reach out to the Churchill Rescue Squad for information in that aspect.
The sheriff mentioned that how many hours we've put into this investigation and how much time has been spent exploring every possibility, walk-off, abduction, other foul means. And I think that's the thing to keep in mind is it's still really wide open as to the what. We try to stay away from developing theories and just follow facts.
At least we can say that